In today's video, I'm going to teach you how to create Supabase admin dashboard. We'll walk through creating a project or opening an existing one, setting up a table for your admin data, and adding a simple policy so people can read from it. I'll explain what each action does so you understand why you're doing it and how to adapt it later. Start by heading to the Supabase dashboard and signing in. Once you're in, you can either spin up a new project or open an existing project you want to use for your admin dashboard. If you're just testing or prototyping, a new project keeps things clean. If you're integrating with an app you already have, opening that project is convenient. Either way, land in the project workspace. On the left sidebar, open Table Editor. This is where you'll define the structure of your data. We're going to create a table that can hold basic admin info. Click Create a Table and you'll see a form to define the table's details. Give your table a clear, descriptive name. Use lowercase with underscores if you want to follow common SQL conventions. Something like admin settings or user roles works well. In the description field, jot down what this table is for, such as stores user roles for admin dashboard access, or settings exposed to the admin interface. Good descriptions help future you and teammates understand the purpose at a glance. Now, let's add columns. You'll see a section for columns with an option to add new ones. Click Add Column. For the first custom column, type role as the column name. This will store the role associated with a user or an admin capability. Next, choose a column type. Start typing text, then select the text type from the list. Text is appropriate here because roles are usually strings like admin, editor, or viewer. If you plan to enforce a fixed set of roles later, you could refactor to an enum or a foreign key to a roles table, but text is perfect for getting started quickly. You'll also see settings like whether the column can be null. Click the option to allow it to be null if you want records that don't always have a role specified. If every row should have a role, you can leave it as required, but allowing nulls can be helpful while you're still building and testing. Don't worry, you can tighten this later. When you're happy with the table configuration, click Save. Supabase may scaffold default columns like ID, created at, and updated at, depending on your selections. That's helpful for most dashboards, and you can leave them as is. With the table created, let's set up a simple access policy so your application can read from this table. Open the database section from the left menu, then go to Policies. Policies control the row-level security, which means they determine who can read or write rows in your tables when row-level security is enabled. Click Create Policy. Give the policy a clear name in the policy name field, something like Enable Read for All Users so it's obvious what it does. You'll see a few templates to speed things up. Select the template that enables read access for all users. This is a broad permissive policy designed for read-only dashboards or public data. It's useful for demos, internal tools, or non-sensitive information. If you plan to expose this table in a production admin interface with sensitive data, you'll want to tighten policies later to restrict access by authenticated role or user ID. For now, the Read for All template is perfect to confirm your table is reachable and your dashboard can load. After selecting the template, review the generated rule to make sure it targets the correct table and read operations. Then click Save Policy. That's it, your table is created, the role column is in place, and a read policy is applied so your app can fetch data. From here, you can connect your front-end framework to Supabase and start rendering your admin dashboard. Add more columns as you need, things like labels, feature flags, or settings, and iterate on policies to match your security needs. Keep descriptions up to date, name columns clearly, and test queries from the SQL editor or the table editor to verify everything works as expected.